Our topic today is about Magastos nga ba magkapusa? Or in English, the question is, how costly is it really to maintain multi-cats? But what made me say that? Hi! It's Open Book with Marky Mac again. Um, Before I proceed to our main topic, which is Magastos nga ba magkapusa? Allow me first to share with you my journey, my cat's journey to multi-cats. The first one we got was Butter. It was year 2012. Butter is now 9 years old. A year after I got Butter, I decided it's kind of lonely for Butter to be the only cat in our abode. So I decided to get one more cat, and that's Peppa. We got her 2013. And then 2 months, Pepper is a female, Butter is a male cat. Then 2 months after I got Pepper, I think I got Chada. Okay, so we had 3 cats then. And then so I thought I would only have 3 cats at the time. But then, as a cat lover, you can't help it. You keep, when you get to see cats for sale or for rehoming, when you surf, when you Google or you see it on YouTube or in Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, you always have the tendency to crave. My term is to crave for another one. So, since there was a craving, I just call it craving or desire. One of my FB friends offered me this kitten. The kitten was just 2 months old. But unfortunately, at the time that I decided to give it a try, give it a look, the kitten was already sold according to him. So I gave it up. The thought of getting another one. But then a day or so, then I found out that the supposedly buyer of this 2-month-old kitten suddenly, backed out. I think there was a disagreement between him and the seller. So I ended up getting this 2-month-old kitten, and I named him Spice. He looks like a toy actually when I got him. He was only 2 months old. So now, that was year 2014. Now I have 4 cats already. So Butter, the eldest, Peppa, Cheddar, and then Spice. So that's how the story of having multi-cats started. Speaking of multi-cat, after I got Spice, there was this, a feeling of interest to have a blue-eyed, all-white cat to complete my... There's a list in my mind that I wanted to complete in terms of colors of cats or the kind of cats that I want to have as part of my family. So, anyways, I kept looking, and then I found Sugar. Even before I found Sugar, I already had a name in mind. So, I got lucky. I found Sugar. He's a blue-eyed, all-white kitten. He was my 5th cat already in my list of 4 babies. So I have Butter, I have Pepper, Cheddar, Spice, and then Sugar. I was telling myself that, okay, this is gonna be the last cat that I'm gonna have. But then again, year 2016, I think early part of 2016 or latter part of 2015, my friend Susie was trying to rehome some of her, some of her kittens, and I was chosen as one of the recipients. And so she gave me Cinnamon. I named her Cinnamon. She's a calico kitten, and a female one. So I got her. A few months after, when we were not home, my kids and I were not home. I think that was the time that Sugar, made his sneaky move and got Cinnamon preggy. I think a month or so, Cinnamon gave birth to 6 litters. So 4 white, color white, and then 1 gray tabby, and then 1 ginger. Okay. But the other 3, that was the first time that we've experienced, a cat giving birth. And Cinnamon gave birth under my bed. Unfortunately though, it was really a sad thing to happen that 3 of her kittens didn't make it. So only 3 survived. So the 3 surviving kittens of Cinnamon were Racine, is the gray tabby, Ginger, and Garlic. Ginger is the only female amongst the 3 surviving litters of Cinnamon. Our cats now became how many? Butter, pepper, cheddar, spice, sugar, cinnamon, and then her 3 kittens. At the time, I kind of, oh my God, I don't think I can manage to have this 9. Not be fair to them if I keep them, but I couldn't really afford to, to maintain their food and all. I decided it's just fair if I just rehome the 2 litters of Cinnamon along with her, for them to have a better chance in life. Because I don't think at the time I can afford to, to sustain or to maintain 9 cats all in all. The new 4 parent of Cinnamon and her 2 litters took notice also of Cheddar. And then asked me if I would be willing to give to him also Cheddar. And I agreed at the time. It was, I really didn't think much about it, but later on I kind of regret that I rehomed, I included Cheddar. Cheddar has been with us for 4 years, and it's not easy to to just part ways with a cat that has been with you for quite some time. So I really did miss her a lot, and I cried afterwards, actually, to be honest. I cried a bucket because I realized I should have not given Cheddar, because she was already 4 years old, and she's been with us for 4 years already, and that was the only time I realized I should have not. I had a regret, but I couldn't take my words anymore because I already rehomed her. I couldn't, it's not nice for me to take her back. I thought 5 is manageable. So that's what happened. After I rehomed Cinnamon along with her 2 litters and Cheddar, we were left with 5 cats now. Butter, pepper, spice, sugar, and raisin. Raisin is one of the litters of Cinnamon. I had to keep at least 1 liter of Cinnamon, probably as a remembrance, for just in case I would, miss Cinnamon and her 2 liters, Ginger and Garlic. It was hard, actually. It was really, really hard doing so. Because I miss cinnamon that much, I actually ended up looking for another calico. So that's how I found Pumpkin. Pumpkin is an exotic American short-haired Persian cat. Then by 2018, Raisin got Pumpkin pregnant. So she gave birth to Oreo on February 10, 2018. Something tragic happened 2019. It was January 16, 2 months before Sugar's birthday. We left around 3:30 p.m. My daughter and I left to go to her doctor. When we came back home around 9:38 p.m., it was really, very traumatic experience for us, because when we got home, I saw Sugar lying in by my bedroom's door. He was lying and there was like a pee beside him. So I asked him, usually I talk to my cat. I was asking Sugar, what happened to you? Why did you pee here? His Sugar was a litter trained cat. He doesn't, poop or pee anywhere, just in the litter box. But he wasn't moving. When I took a closer look, oh my God, I think his tongue was kind of, sticking out. So I scooped him from the floor, and then he wasn't moving. I think he was dead. I was telling my daughter, so I started crying. And then my daughter was crying like anything. So I went down to my car again. And then my son was carrying him the back seat, and then I was driving, but I was crying. So I went to the vet, then my neighbor vet, and it was like a scene in a soap opera, Tagalog soap opera. I was telling the vet if he can still revive him or resuscitate him, whatever. But he told me that it was too late. There was nothing he can do. So, in short, Sugar died at the time. It was January 16, 2019. It was very traumatic for me. It was a sudden death. So, I had to call the owner of the groomer where I usually bring my cats and sought for her help where I can bring Sugar for necropsy, because I wanted to know what caused his sudden death. And then, of course, to have him cremated. So, I was referred to Pet Project where they did a necropsy on Sugar. It was a cardiac arrest. But I don't know really the cause. They just said it was cardiac arrest. So, they helped me cremate the remains of Sugar. So, I thought that was the end of something sad or traumatic. But then again, 2 months after, I think, or 4 months after, Pepper died. After she celebrated her birthday, she died in the grooming. I'm not faulting the groomer, but it happened after she was done already with her grooming. She was just, waiting in her cage because she was groomed together along with the other cat. I think the groomers were just finishing racing. So Pepper was just waiting inside her cage. And all of a sudden, she was, I think, gasping for breath. And then she succumbed to cardiac arrest too, according to the necropsy done by the same vet who did Sugar's necropsy 4 months earlier. In short, we had two cats who died of sudden death. This was 2019. Even up to now, I still cry every time I remember Sugar or Pepper. Especially when Facebook would, post something on my wall that would remind me of Pepper or Sugar, pictures of them. Sorry for the sad story about Sugar and Pepper. Anyways, even after Pepper's died, it was a month already after she died, and 4 months already after Sugar died. I still couldn't, move on from the thought of, not seeing them anymore in my home. So I guess to fill up the void, I got 2 kittens. I don't know what I was thinking, but I got Vanilla and Caramel. Okay, Vanilla is a super muted calico. You won't even notice that she is a calico because she has more white than the other colors. And then Caramel is a ginger. She's actually a runt, but I got him. I was only supposed to get Vanilla, but then I took pity on him because he was really small kitten. So, but I was able to take good care of him, and then he gained weight in 2 months' time, or I think 1 month's time that he was with us. He gained weight already. And then my daughter was telling me, I guess it was just a wishful thinking on her part that I wish we have an all black cat. So, but I couldn't find black at the time, around June of 2019. So, what I found was orange, a ginger and white. It's like the color of butter. So, now we're back to, okay, how many cats we have now? Okay, we have Butter. This was June, okay? No, not June. August, I think. I got them August. Sorry. They were all born June of 2019. I got them August, I think. 3 months after Pepper died, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 months after Sugar died. There was so much sadness still, missing these 2 beloved fur babies. So I guess to fill the void, as I mentioned earlier, I got Vanilla and then Caramel, and then later on I got Orange, then Hershey. So I got 4. So 2019 August we had Butter, Spice, Raisin, Pumpkin, Oreo, Vanilla, Caramel, Orange, and Hershey. So we had 9. Okay, we had 9 all in all. Caramel is the only male. All 3, Hershey, Vanilla, and Orange, were all female. So we had 9. So they were only how many months old when I left for Australia? Came 2020. So I left March to have a short vacation in Australia before I fly to New Zealand as my travel incentive from the company where I work. Then pandemic, COVID-19 happened while I was in Australia. So I was almost, I got stranded there for almost 4 months. And then when I came back, the 3 female kittens, they were already adult, and they got pregnant one after the other. So when they gave birth to, Vanilla gave birth to 2 litters. And then Orange gave birth to 6. And then Hershey gave birth to 2. So how many all in all? 6 plus 2. So 10. Can you just imagine 10 kittens? I couldn't afford to have all of them in my household. So I had to rehome some of them. Now that brings me to whether Magastos nga ba magkapusa? Sorry that I had to tell you first the background before I really, go to the title of this topic, which is Magastos nga ba magkapusa? Yes, magastos magkapusa because, especially if you have more than 10 cats or 10 cats or even 7 or 8 cats, magastos na. It's kind of expensive because your food wouldn't last you that long. One sack of Royal Canin would cost you 4,000, if not more. It depends on the seller. Some sellers would give it at a lower price. Even the Whiskas and the Special Cat or Aussie or the other brands, they're also pricey. So, but the highest price is of course Royal Canin. So what I do to save a little is to mix. Royal Canin, they would, one sack is 10 kilos of, let's say Persian. It really depends on the flavor that you want. Persian flavor is higher usually than compared to hairball or hair and skin. I'm talking about the dry food. Okay. For the wet food, Persian would usually cost around 700, one box. Whiskas would usually cost 350 pesos. One box, no, not one box, 10 pouches of Whiskas. So usually I get Whiskas tuna because that's what my cats like. But my favorite is Persian. So why Royal Canin Persian? Because it's really mashed. It's not, I think most of my cats, they like it, the mashed types, not the pebbles type, They want it mashed. So what I do to save is I make special, for the dry food, I buy the Special Cat all stages or the urinary. And then I mix it with the Royal Canin. I shake them. I mix them in one container and then I shake them. I usually get this 5 kilos of Royal Canin and then let's say 7 kilos of Special Cat and then mix them. So that's how. But usually, since I have more than 10 cats now, they usually finish in 10 days time. So it's really expensive. For food alone, it would cost you 10,000 a month. That's my approximate computation. And then for the litter, usually I get 3 sacks of litter. I get the Meowtech. I like the Meowtech because it has a charcoal, so it somehow eliminates the foul scent of the poop, and I think it lasts me less than a month but more than 3 weeks. It really depends, but just to be safe, I think you would need 6 sacks of Meowtech litters if you have more than 10 cats in the household. For the food, for the Royal Canin, I think you need 10 kilograms of Royal Canin, and then 7 kilograms of special cat or Whiskas for that matter. Okay, given that most of the cat food are pricey, I thought I should come up with a solution on how to lower the cost. So, I thought maybe if I mix the pricey ones with the cheaper one, I could save something, right? So, let's find out. So that ends my cat story. And to answer, of course, the question whether Magastos ba Magka-Pusa. Thanks for watching.